At Complex Community Federal Credit Union, we understand financial capability provides a life of choices and opportunities. The most important building block in embracing financial capability is literacy. Our Reading First program's mission is to help foster the importance of love of reading. From pre-K to second grade, students are learning to read. From third grade on, students are reading to understand. We at CCFCU want to help make sure students have a solid foundation to equip them not only for success in school, but success in life.
Hello, I'm Jason Barrett, President and CEO of Complex Community Federal Credit Union. We're excited to be with you today. Today we're going to be reading the book, The Biggest Christmas Tree Ever. And as you know, when we talk about books, we like to talk about both sides. You've got the front and the back, and you got the spine, but you've also got the author. The author is Stephen Kroll, and it's illustrated. Illustrated means drew all the pictures. It's illustrated by Jenny Bissett. So we're going to go ahead and dive in to The Biggest Christmas Tree Ever. I'm glad y'all are with us today. Once there was two mice who fell in love with the same Christmas tree, but you had to see it to believe it. Everyone in Mouseville loved Christmas trees. Every Christmas, families all over town put up the biggest, most beautiful tree they could ever find. But first, Thanksgiving. The day before the celebration, Clayton, the house mouse, took a walk around Mouseville. He knew he should be thinking about giving thanks, but the chill in the air reminded him about Christmas. You know what? He said out loud. This year, I'm going to find the biggest Christmas tree ever. Not far away, Clayton's friend Desmond, the field mouse, said exactly the same thing. That night, Clayton helped his mom and dad, his brother Andy, and his sister Trudy make a special cheese casserole and a nut pie for Thanksgiving dinner. Over at Desmond's house, Desmond and his brother, Morris, helped their Uncle Vernon fix a big pot of vegetable stew and a cheesecake. Everyone ate too much after dinner. Clayton's grandma and grandpa sat in the living room, holding their tummies and grumbling. Over at Desmond's house, the cousins from across the street stretched out on Uncle Vernon's sofa and took a nap. The following morning, Clayton woke up early. He wanted to be the first one at Clara's Christmas tree farm at the edge of town. That way, he could have his pick of the biggest trees. Over at Desmond's house, Desmond tumbled out of bed with the same thought. Clayton hurried to Clara's, but it was hard to go very fast. He was too full from Thanksgiving dinner. By the time he reached the Christmas tree farm, he was out of breath, and he looked around and no one was there. Moments later, Desmond arrived. He too was still full from Thanksgiving dinner. He too found it hard to hurry, and he too took a deep breath and stumbled inside. How many of you have ever been to a Christmas tree farm? I don't know about you, but I really enjoy the smell of a fresh pine tree. Even going to the store and smelling fresh pine, it really is pretty fun and exciting. Clayton wobbled down the rows of trees. Here's a nice one, but it was much too small. There was another, but it was squat, and it had a crop top. Over there, a third, but it was average height. It had big gaps between the branches. Struggling down another row, Desmond was having the same problems. Clayton leaned against a tree. It was scrawny and not very tall. I will never find what I want, he said. I better just go home. And not far away, squinting at another tree, Desmond said, I'll never find the tree I want. I better just go home. When Clayton reached his house, it was only the middle of the morning. But he was still full and he was tired, so he fell back into bed. When Desmond reached his house, he too went back to bed. Clayton woke up for lunch and spoke to his dad. Dad said, Go out this afternoon. Walk to the far edge of the Christmas tree farm. The biggest trees are there. And when Desmond woke up for lunch, Uncle Vernon told him the exact same thing. So that afternoon, Clayton went out again. And at the very same time, Desmond did too. Clayton walked to the far edge of the Christmas tree farm. He looked at one big tree after another, but none of them looked like the biggest Christmas tree ever. Down another path, Desmond was having the same bad luck. Starting to lose hope, Clayton peered around a very thick trunk. Desmond peered around the same thick trunk. They bumped heads and they fell down. I bet you're looking for the biggest Christmas tree ever, said Clayton. I bet you're looking for the biggest Christmas tree ever, said Desmond. Why don't we find it together, said Clayton. No one said we couldn't. They set out through the rows of trees. They looked and looked until it was almost dark. Just as they were getting ready to give up again, there it was, a big Christmas tree. So big, so tall, and it reached to the sky. How will we cut it down? Clayton asked. It's much too big for the two of us. Where will we put it? Desmond added. It won't fit in your house or mine. Clayton and Desmond smiled. Our families will help us, they said together. And that's what happened. Clayton's dad and Uncle Vernon came out with their axes, and with the help of Clayton and Desmond, they chopped down the giant Christmas tree. Both families called on friends and relationships, and together they loaded the tree onto 100 red wagons and pulled it to Clayton's front yard. And there they decorated it with the most wondrous ornaments and lights. Do you love decorating Christmas trees? My family always gets together at the holidays and helps decorate. I hope you enjoy that part too. And on Christmas Eve, with all of Mouseville celebrating around it, the biggest Christmas tree ever lit up the entire hillside. Clayton and Desmond shared a high five. We did it, said Clayton. All of us together, said Desmond. What did Desmond and Clayton both hope to find? That's right, the biggest Christmas tree ever. In the beginning of the story, what holidays were the Mouse family celebrating? That's right, Thanksgiving is what they were celebrating. Where did Clayton and Desmond find the biggest Christmas tree ever? A Christmas tree farm. It was Clara's Christmas tree farm. That's a great answer. And what is your favorite holiday? I know for me, I love Christmas. I love what it stands for. I love what we celebrate. Christmas is my favorite holiday. So what's your favorite holiday?